Hey guys, Harry Thomas here, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my top 5 best movies of summer 2024. And the first half of this year has been decent for movies, and this was certainly a decent summer for movies. I mean, it could potentially be a slightly better summer than summer 2022. And though even if 2023 is still the un- unbeatable summer for movies this decade, I mean, not a single summer blockbuster this summer compares to Barbie last year, but still. And even though there were uh, a good several box office bombs this summer. At least there have been the occasional, box office juggernauts that have prevented cinemas from collapsing. So at least some this summer have joined the $1 billion club. So before we see what the second half of 2024 brings for movies, as we conclude summer and go into fall. For now, let's count down my top 5 favorite blockbusters this summer, and here are some honorable mentions: The Fall Guy, Alien Romulus, and last but not least, Young Woman and the Sea, the greatest sports movie I've ever seen in my entire life, and it deserves to be on the radar more. It officially knocked challengers off the top spot of my favourite sports movies. I wish I could have put challengers on this list, but it is technically a spring movie. So without further ado, on to the main course of the video. At number 5, the second highest grossing movie of the year, as well as the highest grossing X-Men movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. Ryan and Hugh should be extremely proud. I mean, yeah, this movie just surpassed Joker even as the highest grossing R-rated movie in history. We'll see if Joker Folia Duots can take back Joker's box office throne in October. This movie is the Marvel genius that the MCU needed to restore everybody's loviness, and is the perfect way to bring Fox and X-Men into the MCU. And I found on the Graham Norton show that Hugh Jackman's secret to his Logan body is 70% diet and just 30% training. And when the dude just roasts Wade for being the most attention-starved little prick he has ever seen, I mean, whoa, does he act his heart out? Yeah, Hugh, this is why you have never been recasted as Logan. Think of all the multiple Spider-Mans and even Batmans we've had over the years, but only one Logan. The cameos in this movie are even more fan-pleasing than That in No Way Home, from Blake Lively as a Lady Deadpool being my personal favourite, to also Lara from Logan, and the soundtrack being a total banger from the opening track Bye Bye to the one that I want from Grease, my number one scene in the movie, to, of course, Madonna's Like a Little Prayer. If this is the last time we see Logan and Wade on the big screen, then this was the best swan song they could have asked for, and also the behind the scenes of the previous X-Men movies in the credits. Wow, what a beautiful tribute to the franchise. At number 4, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, the goat of the Mad Max franchise, no matter what anybody says. And pains me to say this is summer 2024's biggest box office flop, because how did Garfield overtake this one, and how did If even overtake this one? They aren't anywhere near on Furiosa's level, not a chance. And plus, Furiosa proved that a Mad Max movie can work without Mad Max. George Miller continues to know this franchise like the back of his hand, and Anya Taylor-Joy as a Furiosa, perfect. What can I say? She has the most amazing eyes for this character, the eyes of a character who has been through more than you know. And Chris Hemsworth as Demetros, a villain who gets multiple comeuppances deservedly, including being the seeds of a growing tree. This may be Chris Hemsworth's greatest role. He chews up the freaking scenery. Not to mention, this movie has some of the most brutal death scenes I've seen this entire year. Uh, one of Furiosa's friends getting eaten alive by Demetrius's dogs. So please tell me, Warner Brothers, you are not going to give up on this franchise in the future just because Furiosa failed at the box office. So we want to see more. At number 3, not one that you would expect to be on this list, but It Ends With Us. If you've seen my review, you saw me shower it with nothing but love. Those who unfavorably compare it to the book, I think the changes to the book improve upon the source material and make sense. Like how Lily only stays with Atlas for like a day in the movie, whereas in the book she stays with him for a month. This change was rightly done for the movie's benefit to improve the pacing. Remember, guys, an adaptation of a book does not need to be a total replica of the book. But this is the most sacred movie form of the book and Colina Rooney, I'm sure she got up and was clapping like crazy after she saw it. Justin Balatoni from Jane the Virgin, and I was Team Raphael on that show. He crushed it with his direction and his acting. And Blake Lively, she is at to see her husband Ryan Reynolds kiss and in romantic relationships with other women. So she gets her chance to be in a romantic relationship with another man, or men, I should say, on screen. And she is downright awesome as Lily Bloom. A, a lovely tortured character who achieves her goal of opening a flower shop, has a shitty father who would beat her mother, and she went through the same thing as her mother did, but made a sensible decision that all women should take to leave the abuser for her daughter's benefit. Plus, Blake Lively produced the movie. She is as an expert producer as she is an actress, and awesome to see her in a major movie role since A Simple Favor 2018, and gets back with her first lover, who was the one decent man in her life. And if you see the opening credits of this movie, you will know this is Columbia and Sony's 100th anniversary. So it's like Barbie was the best 100th anniversary celebration for Warner Brothers. This is such a splendid 100th anniversary celebration for Columbia. And I had no idea there was a sequel to the original book, It Starts With Us, which was published 6 years after It Ends With Us. So maybe Justin Balatoni will adaptate the sequel into a movie. Though Justin Balatoni will need to make major changes to the source material of the second book if he wants to make the movie version live up to this one. At number 2, the highest grossing movie of 2024 currently, and as well as the highest grossing animated movie of all time. I mean, I feel bad for Frozen 2, but let's celebrate that this beat that shitty Lion King remake, Inside Out 2. I mean, uh, uh, Jeepers, this movie surpassed the hype, and it's in it's on par with Toy Story 2 and Incredibles 2 as Pixar's finest sequel. I get that some favor the first Inside Out over this one. It is debatable which is better, but I personally prefer Inside Out 2 as I related to it more. Riley is a uh, it, Riley, I found it even better in this movie, and by Inside Out 3, I'm sure she's gonna grow into a woman as beautiful as the flowers in a florist. And Kelsey Mann shows he can uh, direct an Inside Out movie as excellently as Pete Docter can, but Pete Docter still did tremendously as producer. There are uh, uh, and what makes this one of the greatest and what makes this film, along with Barbie and Stacy to the Rescue, break the curse of bad animated flicks this year is that it's it's not afraid to have upsetting scenes, particularly Riley's panic attack and the moment when you hear the echo in her head from her conscience. I'm not good enough. I mean, yeah, that was enough to bring a tear to my eye or two. And plus the character of a Pouchy, like a character you would see on a children's show, Blue's Clues. I mean, he looked 2D animated. Wouldn't it be awesome if you could just ask Pouchy for anything and he would randomly appear with what you need? And plus, Val is one of my brand new Pixar crushes. I mean, yeah, she was a absolute stunner, particularly with the red glow in her hair and the opening music, which was a slower version of the da, 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 theme from the first film. That was a beautiful choice of music. So with Inside Out to raising the bar for animated box office, Pixar are gonna greenlight Inside Out to free in a heartbeat. This would be my number one movie of the summer, if not for one more that I don't think gets enough credit. My number one favorite movie of summer 2024 is, you guessed it, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This movie is so freaking dope. It is the masterpiece of the Planet of the Apes, and I mean, I can't believe people barely talk about it anymore. Sure, Kingdom's box office takings may have fallen short of that of the Caesar trilogy, but heck, it outgrossed the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes, thank the Lord. And Disney have all the money in the world, so they'll easily be able to afford to greenlight the two planned sequels, but if this is a beginning to a new trilogy, then you bet your ass my butt will be the first in the seats when the sequels come, like at least in the next 3 years. But this movie has some of the most astonishing mocap performances ever, from Owen Teague as Noah to Kevin Durant as Proximus, and Freya Allen as from The Witcher as our lead human May. She instantly steals the show, and I flat out don't agree with the people who say, "Oh, this movie's just fine and solid, but it's inferior to the Caesar trilogy and a dip in quality." Bullshit. It is exactly the same quality as Wes Ball is shows that he can rival Matt Reeves and Rupert Wyatt when directing this franchise, and keeps the mature tone of the Caesar trilogy. And there are some genuinely well, harrowing and heart-wrenching moments in this film that will make your heart race, like the destruction of Noah's Eagle Clan village. To Rocker's death uh, uh, May being forced to strangle Trevathan to free Noah's clan and complete her mission, to the intense as fuck final showdown between Noah and Proximus, which Proximus gets one of the uh, uh, best villain deaths in some time, when the Eagles kick his ass and overwhelm him, and with this and Monkey Man and Godzilla times Kong: A New Empire, 2024 is truly the year of monkey business. Apes together are strong times four. Yeah, I'm proud to call Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes the number one movie of summer 2024. Uh, I get so that I'm probably the only one that's gonna pick Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes as the best movie this summer, but I genuinely think it's one of the most underrated movies this year, and now the most underrated Planet of the Apes installment. Yeah, fingers crossed the sequels will get more hype. And well, I know you guys think you're watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my list. And what are your top five of best movies this summer? Is your list similar or drastically different in comparison to mine? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I follow up this list with a more fun one, a more ranty one. The worst movies of summer 2024. Oh, God help me. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.